Imagine soaring from the highest of heights to the lowest of lows all before your 21st birthday. The man, the legend, the myth. In 2018, he would become the second most followed streamer on Twitch because he was considered one of the best Fortnite players of all time. All of these accolades at only the age of 19 years old. That's right, today we're going to be discussing one of the OGs of Fortnite, Myth. And a quick summary for those who need to become a little more familiar with the Fortnite world. I'm sure many of you remember hearing of the huge boom online just a couple of years ago that Fortnite had. Names like Ninja come to mind, and no doubt you have seen plenty of the dances popularized through TikTok. The game is a first-person shooter battle royale style, meaning the last one standing wins. No teams, just all for one style. That means this is arguably one of the hardest games to win, other than something like Dark Souls, because you have no idea who you're up against, and it's you versus an army. If you think a good idea is to run away the whole game, keep in mind that the map actively gets smaller as the game goes on to avoid those kind of shenanigans. But a game this hard to win was sure to bring out some of the best video game players of our time. This era of late 2017 to early 2018 is where Myth would prove to the world why he should be considered one of them, and he went on to dominate Fortnite. For perspective on how well he was doing in his heyday, he was so good at the game that Fortnite tweeted out his record of 22 wins because of how ridiculously impressive that was at the time. And for perspective, each lobby has 100 participants, meaning he was number one out of 122 times. For a metric scale, he would average over 1 million viewers on his 4 million subscriber YouTube channel, and hundreds of thousands of live stream viewers, which is easily just as impressive. Realistically, these types of numbers make him one of the largest streamers of all time. That is an accomplishment anyone dreams to achieve, but imagine being able to do that with the talent he had at such a young age. Arguably, the start of his career reads like the plot of the show Video Game High School, and it is amazing. So he noticed in a lobby he was playing against professional Fortnite streamer Summit, and was able to outplay the professional and end him in the process.
Let's go, baby! Good fight, Summit! I like that!
This was because he was uniquely good at building in the game and considered the best builder in his day. The building aspect of Fortnite was completely original to a shooter game like that at the time, so that was a huge selling point amongst players and fans of the game. Thankfully, he would clip this, posting it to YouTube, and it would explode virtually overnight. Everyone was able to see how well this unknown kid fared in such a hard game against one of the top players. Finally, all of the hours of streaming and hard work that he had put in were paying off for him, and Myth was the mystery kid who took down a champion, and everyone was curious to see more of this Bob the Builder-like prodigy. This guy was so good that he invented a whole new way of building and essentially invented the building up strategy, which at the time was what gave him the advantage over Summit in their battle. We know this because at the time in Summit's stream, which is still available, he is shocked by it and says that he has to give props to the guy being Myth.
He kept building up and building up and building up, and I couldn't catch him.
Even during all of this rise in attention, his focus never came off of the game, and he was posting videos taking out 39 people in one game. He would also compete in many professional tournaments, doing very well for himself on stream and in tournaments against some of the best in the world at the time. Bear in mind, this rise was during the Fortnite boom, and Myth was what you would consider an early adapter, having played the first day of release. This shows that on his live stream grind, he kept a very close pulse as to what was popular in his community, and this is arguably one of his greatest talents that I have not seen many people discuss when talking about him at his best. What I find most impressive about him is that he was not ever afraid to play different games, even though it may not be the most lucrative for him at the time. He was extremely well known as a Fortnite player, but some nights he would decide to try out different things, and this, in my opinion, is why he still has such a thriving career today, but we'll get into that momentarily. On his channel, he has even admitted that things are not as busy as in his heyday, but If you think about it, that's the journey of every creator. People gain ridiculous relevancy and then fall off. For example, where's Ninja today? And that's not meant to be an insult to him, but back in the heyday of Fortnite, I could not go a single week without hearing about something involving him in the online sphere, and it's just the natural ebb and flow of how social media works in my opinion. But more importantly, I want to go back to discussing his creativity as a creator. We've seen time and again creators just won't leave a certain niche, and that is ultimately their downfall. And I think that's something that Myth seems to understand in a way that he creates his content. Something so unique about him is that he's willing to make videos on subjects that he as a creator understands might not do as well, but he seems to create everything out of passion. This means that often his videos gain tens of thousands of views without a problem, but I notice occasionally a video does not do as well, closer to 5,000 to 8,000, but it's always so well crafted that you can tell it's made out of love more than monetary incentive, which in my opinion is the mark of an amazing creator. Unfortunately, these days his streams only average a couple hundred people at a time, but he stays consistently grinding very regularly and in my opinion, has not missed a step along the way, plus that's not a bad number. What's next for a streamer like Myth? I think he has plenty of room to grow as a creator. Just because his initial boost of relevance kind of fizzled out does not mean that he won't make a comeback into the public conversation someday. From what it seems, he's a really great guy, and in every video I've seen, extremely humble as a human being, which, in my opinion, makes him worthy of that kind of success. After all is said and done, I would love to know, what do you think of Myth? Do you believe he has room to grow, or is his career over? I would love to chat in the comments with you, so please let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.